on offense. So how much has that improved in the offseason, and how much work is there still left to be done in the next week?
Okay. We have 7 guys that actually are back that got a semblance of playing time or starting time, and obviously that helps because we had 0 back last year at this point. Everything on offense always hinges around 2 factors. Your offensive line is still the key factor, and your quarterback play. So we have to improve in both those areas. Both those areas are very weak. We feel this year that we're very strong in the backfield. We think our running backs are excellent. We think our receivers are pretty good. But the key is the quarterback. The quarterback has to be able to offset the running game and really take advantage of our good receivers and get the ball to them. And our offensive line have to come around and open up the holes. Our problem on our offensive line is we're not too big, and we have to overcome our lack of size by maybe doing some things differently, by spreading the defense a little bit and trying to work on those factors. But yeah, that's the whole key to offense are those 2 areas, quarterback and offensive line.
How key is the running game? You mentioned the good running backs you feel that you have this year. How much of a key is that to, I guess, jump-starting the offense on any given Friday night? How much is that going to be the focal point for you guys?
Well, and you've known me long enough, Matt, that's always a focal point of our team. And even though we've had outstanding passing attacks over the years, they were that good because you still had to focus on stopping the running game. And that's the philosophy, that's the foundation that has to happen if anything else is going to be good. And so we go in with the same philosophy that we've always had, and that's what we have to establish first and foremost. That's what we have to develop as a team. It has to be a mindset.
Sure.
And that's what we've been spending most of our time developing, and we hope that comes around and becomes what we think it can be, which is a pretty strong foundation.
Defensively, and you guys were pretty good last year. I mean, and it was lost in the record, but you guys had a solid defense. You've got a linebacker who's going to Pitt. How much was lost from that defense that you have to replace? And on the other hand, how much is that still going to be a strong point for Mountain Lion football?
Well, again, our defense has been our strong point, and as far as the team itself goes, we always try to start with our defense, and we always try to build that. And last year, our defense did play really well. We felt like the games we lost were lost because of our offense, and that our defense always gave us a chance and really played tough against some really strong competition, including Gateway and Central Catholic. And even though the score may not indicate that at Central Catholic, their coach told us we gave them one of their toughest defensive battles of the whole year. They actually scored most of their points against our offense and our special teams. But yeah, that now again we have one less starter returning on the defensive side of the ball, but we still think that's going to be our fundamental strength. We think defensively we've got to keep stopping the run. And we were pretty good against that last year. What we had trouble with was stopping some good scrambling quarterbacks. The number 1 running play against us last year was a quarterback scramble, and not even like a zone read keep or something, but a scramble. So we hope to be a little more athletic, but again, we have to be because, again, we're not very big. And so we have to compensate for lack of size by really getting quicker kids onto the field.
How much comfort do you take in the fact that you know that you have one side of the ball and you feel comfortable about it, and it's like you're halfway there to knowing that you have the chance to be a really good team?
I don't know if I'm comfortable anyway, but I think I think that's where we've seen the most development, and it still has to keep getting to that point, and we like where we're going there defensively. We like where we're going there. And we like where we're going offensively. It's just now time to make plays, and it's time to take it to the next step, the next level. And everybody always talks about the next level. And the thing that's surprising, last year it was the worst year of my coaching career record-wise. Yet we weren't bad in a lot of areas. We had a +11 turnover ratio. Go find me a 2-7 team in the state of Pennsylvania that had a +11 turnover ratio. You just won't find it. But that shows me we were fundamentally doing the right things. Our penalties, we were 4 penalties a game, 4.1 penalties a game. You know, I'll take that any year, anytime, any place. We had 3 state championship teams that weren't that good in those areas. But now we got to get to the next step. So what's the next step? Next step is let's make plays to win games. Okay, we're doing the fundamentally sound things. Now it's time to make plays to win games, and that's the next step.
Well, knowing that you had the type of turnover margin, the type of defensive success against arguably the best league in the entire state, against the type of competition that you were going up against, does that make you feel good about, you know, where what these guys gained last year in terms of, I guess, the bumps and the bruises, the ego hit to where they can come back, knowing what to expect this year?
Absolutely. We think that we're doing it the right way. We're establishing a great fundamental foundation, and that gives the kids the opportunity to make plays to win games. And you know, you can't make plays to win games if you're turning the ball over, you know, several times a game, if you're having 100 penalties, and now you're putting yourself in a hole. Now there's no opportunity to make plays. But when you're keeping things close, and you're forcing the opponent to earn everything they get, now you have an opportunity to win the game by making plays. And so that's the next step, and that's where we feel we're on the right path toward it. It hasn't come fast enough for me, but I'm pretty impatient anyway. So, but I like where we're going right now.
John,
So, okay, thank you, Matt.